Kevin here. So basically what I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you guys through how to winterize your C6 Corvette. Everybody will do a little different, depends on what you're doing with it over the winter. I work on my car over the winter, so this is the way I winterize my car, and I'll talk a little bit about how other people winterize their car for the long winters we have here in Canada. Okay, let's get started. So for winterizing car, the first thing you're going to do is take your car for a nice drive on the last day you can before you back it away. You're going to pull it in your garage, or you're going to decide whether you're going to drive it in or you're going to back it in based upon what you're going to do with your car and your garage setup. I pull mine in because I work on my car over the winter time. But before you do all that, on your way back, you're going to get some fuel stabilizer. You're going to pour some fuel stabilizer in here, and then you're going to fill it up. You're going to make sure it's all topped up and ready for the winter. Everybody has their opinion on fuel stabilizers. It's all up to you guys. You pick which one you want. Then what I do is I do all that. Then I come back and I wash my car. So I basically wash the inside, outside of my car. I clean it all up and make sure it's all nice and shiny and take care of everything. Then the next step, what I do is I bring it in the garage and I jack my car. Because I work on my car over the winter, I raise it up and I put on stands. I level it out and make sure it's all good. Then what I would end up doing is I would end up taking the tires off. I put the tires to the side so that way I have access underneath it, and I kind of just leave them there. Every now and then I'll put them back on with bolts, depends on what I'm doing. Then the next thing you're going to do after you have your car raised up, you are going to change the oil. Always change the oil before you winterize your car. The reason is because you don't want that bad oil sitting inside and doing everything like that. If you don't change your own oil and you bring it to a shop, then after you get gas or before you get gas, go get the oil change, go top up the gas, go put the fuel stabilizer in, and then park your car. Then the next thing you're going to do is most people will put a battery tenderizer on. I don't put a battery tenderizer on. One, because I never have a problem with my battery. Don't know why. Some people do, but I never seem to have a problem. But what I do is, because I do have my car open through the winter, I'm working on my car, I'm doing things, I'll unhook the batteries, I'll actually put a charger on it, and I'll charge a battery every month is usually what I do with it. Then basically what I do is I close up everything, I cover my car up, I put my cover on the car, and then I put some tarps on the car, moving tarps basically to protect it, right, is what I end up doing. And that's pretty much all I do to winterize my car. But depends on where you're storing your car, it'll decide how you're going to winterize it. There's other people who will put, if you got mice or things like that around, you want to keep mice out of your car and out of your engine is a big deal. Depends on where you're putting it. You're definitely going to put some poison, or you're going to put mouse traps or sticky tape down, whatever it is. I heard about fabric softeners you put inside your engine bay, inside your compartment, wherever. If it was me, I would just pretty much do everything I could to make sure I keep mice out of my car, because they will eat your harnesses, they will eat every electrical wire that's in your car and cause you gremlins out the wazoo. And you don't want to deal with that, because replacing harnesses, electrical components all eat inside it and everything like that, you don't want to deal with that. For me, I'm pretty lucky. I keep the mice controlled around my house and things like that all year long. You know, you're not going to avoid them, but that's one of the things you want to make sure that you have, that they're not eating all your wiring and all your wiring harnesses in different areas. But otherwise, that's how simple it is for me. I go around, I'll top up the fluids, I'll check everything, do all that. But I don't do much more than that, because I work on my car through the winter. That means, like, literally, I'll change all my clutch fluid, I'll change all my brake fluid. You know, if it needs it, I don't do it every year, but I'll change my, like, coolant fluid, like power steering fluid. I do these things over the winter because I like working on my car. It gives me an opportunity to get all this stuff done, and then all I have to do all summer is drive my car. There's nothing I need to do. I do my engine builds, my mods, whatever I'm going to be doing. I do that over the winter time. In the summertime, I just drive my car. So I hope this answers some of the questions on what you need to do to prep your car for the winter. There is not a lot to do to it. You know, it's basically a car. Long as you're changing the fluids, you're changing the oil before the winter, and you're taking care of the basic stuff, that's it. The only other thing I can say is if you are parking your car over the winter and you're going to leave it on the ground, one of the things that, you know, I hear about, I've never experienced it, is if the full weight of the car is on the tires, you end up with flat spots. So the one thing you might want to do if you are storing your car in the winter and you are leaving it on the ground, put some extra air pressure in your tires, you know, pump them up maybe 5 psi more than you normally would, just to keep a lot of air pressure in there so they're not going to get flat spots. They're a little more rounded and they'll be bowed out. That'll help keep flat spots away. But otherwise, I put them on jack stands, and that's what I do through the winter. So like I said, I put a cover on my car first. I just drape the cover over my car, make sure it's all covered up. And then the next step is what I do is I put on the moving tarps. And then so after I lay all the moving tarps on, I'm done. And that's it. And believe it or not, I do this as I work on my car through the week or whatever. I'll cover it back up and I'll uncover it. The reason is I just want to try and keep it protected from anybody hitting it, scratching it, or doing anything like that. Here it is with the moving tarps on it. It's all covered up. It's all protected on the one side that I actually park another car beside, and this is where my wife gets in and out, so I protect that. But that's all I do. I just cover it up with some tarps on top of the cover. Just gives it a little added protection on the quarter panels and things like that, just in case someone bumps against it. But that's all you need to do. So that's how you winterize your C6 Corvette. Please like, share my videos, and see you guys in the spring. Take care.